Okay, so the term cache and registers. So we've started to look at registers in other videos about CPU components, and when you've watched the fetch execute video, registers are either general purpose or dedicated registers, but they're small, tiny bits of memory on the CPU. So these are all cache and registers are types of memory. Okay, so but cache and registers, where you've got RAM, which exists outside of your CPU, cache and registers are memory that exist on your CPU. Okay, so you've got usually level one cache, level two cache, and registers. So they're all types of memory on your CPU. But in terms of speed and size, it's a little bit like all memory. Registers are the ones that are closest to the actual processing of the CPU. And the cache, as you get further out on the CPU, that's where you'll find the cache, which means two things. One, as it's getting further away from the internal components of the CPU, it's getting slower. So in terms of if I want to visit a CPU, we're talking, nanoseconds or whatever. But as we get, remember how fast the CPU runs. Um, my registers are my quickest access memory, but it's also the smallest. Then as I get further out, I can go to L1 cache, which is faster than registers, but still slower. However, the other upside is it's bigger in size. We've then got level two cache, which is bigger again. Okay, and then finally, obviously, you can leave your CPU and go to RAM, which is huge. Now, the difference in terms of their use. So the cache are used to store the next set of instructions that are going to be loaded. So RAM is continuously putting instructions in cache, and then using the fetch execute cycle, you will continuously get these instructions from cache and load up the different registers, execute the instructions, and get the next one. So we keep trying to keep these cache as full as possible, because otherwise your computer time will go by, and if you've got nothing to execute, that's wasted time. So your computer could have been running faster. So the key things to know, they're all on the CPU itself. As you go up from registers L1, L2 cache, they get further away from the CPU, which makes them slower. But the upside is they get larger in size, so they can store more data on.